Good morning, students. Good morning. Now I am here before you to have some revision classes for physics. Right? I think you're all gearing up for your CBSE examinations. In the month of May, you are going to write the examinations, and on 13th, I suppose on 13th May, you have a physics paper. And a lot of gap is there between first English and physics paper, so there is no need to worry much, and until May also you have got enough time for your preparation. Okay, I suppose the syllabus is already completed and now revision classes are going on. Today we will have some revision classes of solving numerical problems. Okay, so I am there in your WhatsApp group already. If you have any doubts on any particular topic, you can put that doubt in the group. I am there in 12th A group as well as B group. Okay, you can feel free to ask the doubts. Let it be of any type. I will try my level best to resolve your problems. Okay, you need not worry about physics. Fine. Let us start with some of the numerical problems today. I have chosen problems on ray optics, which were asked in the previous 2020 annual examination, 2019-20 CBSE examination. Some of the numerical problems on ray optics I would like to discuss with you. Okay. So the problem is like this. An object is placed 30 cm in front of a plano-convex lens with its spherical surface of radius of curvature 20 cm. So there is a plano-convex lens. One side plane surface, another side convex surface. If the refractive index of the material of the lens is 1.5, find the position and nature of the image formed. This is there in the first set of the question paper. I think along with this, there is one more question. In that first part, you are asked to derive lens maker's formula. First part is derivation of lens maker's formula, and second part is this question. Both together it is asked for 5 marks. It means this question is for 5 marks. Okay. So now first you should try to draw one rough diagram. An object is placed 30 cm in front of a plano-convex lens. So it is a plano-convex lens. One side is having convex surface, another side it is having plane surface. So this is plano-convex lens. Okay, and you have to draw a principal axis, and the position of the object is at 30 cm. Just roughly you draw 30 cm. This is the position of object, right? And now the spherical surface has a radius of curvature 20 cm. So this is having a lens is the one which has two bound surfaces. A lens is bound by two spherical surfaces, or one spherical surface and the plane surface. In this case, convex lens, concave lens, right? Then convexo-concave lens, convex lens, plano-convex lens, plano-concave lens. These are the type of lenses that I think you have studied already even in 10th class. Type of lenses. So this is one type of lens. One surface is convex, another surface is plane surface. Right? Now write down the things which are given and then apply the equation that is needed to find the position of the image formed. That means you are asked to find out image distance. Here given, right here. This is the answer given given object distance u is equal to, always remember object should be taken towards left side. So it is 30 centimeter. So according to sine convention it should be minus 30 centimeter because it is towards left side of the lens. Fine. Then the radius of curvature of the curved surface, spherical surface, since it is a convex surface, therefore let us take R1 as the radius of curvature of the convex surface. R1 is equal to, this is 20 centimeter plus 20 centimeter. This is radius of curvature of convex surface. Okay, and the refractive index of the lens is given. Refractive index of the lens, you can take n is equal to 1.5. Then you are asked to find out what is image position. V is equal to what? U is given, R1 is given, refractive index is given. You are asked to find out the image distance. And one more thing you note down, the other side of the lens is plane. It is a plane surface. So we must write radius of curvature of plane surface. I think you remember, radius of curvature of a plane surface is infinity. Here R2 is equal to radius of curvature of plane surface. In this case, that is, in this case, it is a plane surface whose, since it is a plane surface, so it is having radius of curvature infinity. This should be remembered, it's very important. Now, in order to calculate V, we use lens maker's formula. Okay, applying lens maker's formula. So I am writing lens maker's formula. One by V minus 1 by U is equal to n minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. The left hand side, 1 by V minus 1 by U, this also gives you the focal length of the lens. It also gives you focal length of the double the lens. Okay, focal length of the lens, which is made up of two surfaces. Or you can directly use 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to this one, or 1 by F is equal to this. 1 by F is equal to n minus 1 into 1 minus 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. Now just substitute the values, you will get the result. Okay. Now in this, n is equal to 1.5. This is the case when the lens is surrounded by air, right? So we assume that it is placed in the air. 1.5 minus 1 into 1 by R1. 1 by R1 is 20 minus 1 by R2, that is 1 by infinity. So that becomes the second term, 1 by infinity, that becomes 0. Now this is 1 by V minus, and what is 1 by U here? U is minus 30. So it becomes minus of minus 30. So actually it becomes 1 by V plus 1 by 30. Okay, now we can solve it very easily. So next I will write here, therefore 1 by V is equal to, this I am going to take on the right hand side. 0.5, 1.5 minus 1 becomes 0.5 into 1 by 20, and you see 1 by infinity is 0. 1 by infinity is 0. So you need not write that. 0.5 into 1 by 1 upon 20 minus, you see here minus of minus is plus, so when it comes over here it becomes minus, so it becomes minus 1 by 30. So 0.5 into 1 by 20 becomes 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2, so thus 1 by v is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 by 20 minus 1 by 30. So it becomes 1 by 40 minus 1 by 30. That is B. So the LCM is going to be 120. 40 3s are 30, 4s are 40 3s are 34. So it becomes 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 by 120. Yes, that's how we get finally 1 by v is equal to 1 by minus 1 by 120. Right? This implies image position or image distance v is equal to minus 120 centimeter. This is position of the image, or you can say image distance. So you can see from the diagram, object distance is minus 30 centimeter. Image is going to be formed somewhere here, right, on the same side. When the image is formed on the same side, definitely it's going to be somewhere on the same side. Definitely it's going to be a virtual image, since the image is at minus 120. Minus 120 implies that image is formed on the same side. On the same side, it is virtual and it's going to be enlarged erect image. So if you just write virtual image, that is enough. It's going to be enlarged. If you see object distance is minus 30 centimeter, image distance is 120 centimeter. Definitely it's going to be enlarged image, because v by u gives us magnification. So 120 divided by 30. 120 divided by 30 gives you 4. 4 is the magnification, and it's going to be plus 4. So when the magnification is positive, remember the image is always virtual. You can verify using that also. Magnification 120 divided by 30, v by u, that is equal to plus 4. Since magnification is positive, therefore it is virtual image. If you are asked to calculate focal length, then now it's very easy to calculate. You got image distance, you got object distance. One can very easily calculate focal length. Focal length, you know, 1 by f. 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. 1 by v. 1 by v is minus 120. Minus 1 by u. Minus of minus 1 by 30. So that becomes the focal length. So 3 4s are 121. So it becomes 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 divided by 120. That's how it becomes 1 upon 40. Therefore, focal length is plus 40 centimeter. So the focal length of this planar convex lens is also found out. It is plus 40 centimeter. So it acts as a convex lens. Although one side it is having plane surface, it acts as a convex lens of focal length 40 centimeter. This is how we need to solve by using lens maker's formula. Okay. Now let us see another problem. This is another problem. A point object is placed at a distance of 12 centimeter on the principal axis of a convex lens. At a distance of 12 centimeter on the principal axis of a convex lens of focal length 10 centimeter. Suppose this is a convex lens of focal length 10 centimeter. A point object is placed at 12 centimeter from here, from the convex lens. This is point object O. Okay. Now, a convex mirror is placed coaxially on the other side of the lens at a distance of 10 centimeter. At a distance of 10 centimeter, which is also equal to its focal length, a convex lens, convex mirror is placed. A convex mirror is placed. This is a convex mirror, and the distance here is 10 centimeter on the other side of the lens. Okay. Coaxially on the other side of the lens at a distance of 10 centimeter. If the final image coincides with the object itself, so if you draw ray diagram, so it undergoes refraction, and finally the image that is going to be formed on this mirror is coinciding with the object itself, means it is forming at the position of object itself. So then remember, it should be forming the image at its radius of curvature. So this is the radius of curvature of the convex mirror. And this is convex lens. And actually you are performing one experiment using this, which cannot be recorded with the help of camera. It's very difficult to record with the help of camera. Once you come back to the school, we are all hoping very soon you are coming back to the school. Once you come back to the school, then we will be able to do this experiment. First we shall check up in the syllabus whether it is there in the syllabus of list of practicals to be performed. If it is there, then we will carry out. If it is not there, then we need not worry. But we will solve this numerical problem, which is very interesting, and it's simple also. Okay. Now this is a point object, and image is also going to be formed at the same position. Then you are asked to find the focal length of this convex mirror. What should be the focal length of this convex mirror? Okay. Now given things, focal length of lens. Let me take it as f1. f1 is equal to 10 centimeter. Since it is a convex lens, so its focal length is positive. Object distance. Object distance u is equal to minus 12 centimeter. So object is just placed beyond the focal length. Definitely it is going to form a real image. It's going to form a real image. From the diagram you can see, make out, the real image is going to be formed at its image distance, which can be found out using the lens formula. 1 by b minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. Using that I can find out what is its image distance. Image distance is going to be r itself. Image distance is going to be r itself. Why? Because when we keep the convex mirror at a distance of 10 centimeter, actually we are keeping the convex mirror at its focal length of the convex lens itself. So the rays which are falling here, if they are falling normally, then the rays are going to reach at the radius of curvature. If the rays reach at the radius of curvature, then you trace it back. The rays which are reaching the radius of curvature, if you trace it back, they appear to have come from the same object. Therefore, image is going to be formed itself. So if you are keeping a optical needle here, you will be obtaining the image, inverted image exactly on top of it. Inverted image will be obtained exactly on top of it. It means the image which you are going to see on at this position. See, if this is the optical needle, suppose this is the optical needle, erect in this direction, you will be getting the image vertically downwards. So this image which is going to be formed at this position will be exactly formed on its head itself, inverted. If this is a needle like this, image will be formed exactly inverted like this, of the same size. Got it? If this is the condition, you are asked to find out what is the focal length. Okay. So I can obtain first the image distance using the lens formula. So first I am going to find out the image position formed by the convex lens. Image distance V1 is equal to what? So we'll use lens formula. Lens formula for the lens, convex lens, or whatever the lens is, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So here we have taken V1, okay, because I have taken the focal length as F1, okay. You can take this one also as U1 for the first object, right? Therefore, we can find out V1. 1 by V1 is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by U1. So 1 by F1 is, as you see, 1 by 10. It is in centimeters. Let us take both in centimeters. 1 by 10 minus 1 by 12. Therefore, 1 by V1 is equal to, see, the LCM becomes 60. 10 6 are 12 5 are. So it becomes 6 minus 5 divided by 60. 10 6 are 12 5 are. So thus it becomes 1 by 60. Therefore, image distance is plus 60 centimeter. So we can see here this becomes the image distance V1 from here to here, which is equal to 60 centimeter from the diagram. So if the image is formed at 60 centimeter, you can now get what is the radius of curvature of the convex mirror, because convex mirror is placed at 10 centimeter, at 10 centimeter from the lens, at 10 centimeter from the lens. Therefore, the radius of curvature of the mirror is 60 minus 10 centimeter. Here, to form the image at the same position of object, at the same position of the object, at the same position of the object, then radius the radius of curvature, I can say object distance should be equal to radius of curvature. Object distance is equal to image distance. Object distance is equal to image distance. Object distance is equal to image distance. It happens only at and it is at radius of curvature. So instead of writing all these things, you can just write here to form the image at the same position of the object. Then from the diagram, radius of curvature R is equal to 60 minus 10, 50 centimeters. Therefore, focal length of convex mirror, focal length of convex mirror, F, we can say here, since I have taken F1 for this one, this we will take it as F2. F2 is equal to 50 by 2. That is radius of curvature of a mirror, radius of curvature of a spherical mirror by 2, that is half of radius of curvature, gives us focal length 50 by 2. This gives us 25 centimeters. That's how we get the result. So this is the experiment to find the focal length of a given convex mirror using convex lens. Aim of the experiment is to find the focal length of a given convex mirror using convex lens on a optical bench. It's very difficult to record. Video recording is very difficult. It's not possible also. Okay. So once you come back to the school, we'll perform the experiment in the laboratory. Okay. Now let us solve one more simple problem. Okay, quickly look at this third problem. It's a very simple problem. A converging lens of focal length f1 is placed coaxially in contact with a diverging lens of focal length f2. Converging lens, which convex lens, is placed coaxially in contact with a diverging lens. It means a concave lens of focal length f2. Given that focal length of convex lens is greater than focal length of concave lens, f1 is greater than f2. Magnitude of f1 is greater than magnitude of f2. Determine the power and nature of the combination in terms of f1 and f2. Okay. Now just draw the rough diagram for clear understanding. This is a convex lens of focal length f1 and it is kept in contact with a concave lens of focal length f2 such that f1 is greater than f2 on the common principal axis. So now the power of combination of lenses, we know power of combination of lenses is given by 1 by f. You know, the reciprocal of focal length is power. So I can write, instead of p as the power, I can write directly 1 by f. That itself is power. 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Here 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2, that's the actual equation for combination of lenses. So this gives us power. Now the focal length of the diverging lens is negative. f2 is less than 0 and f1 is greater than 0. It means focal length of converging lens is positive, focal length of diverging lens is negative. So this becomes 1 by f1 minus 1 by f2. So the positive is possible if both are convex lenses. Since here one is concave lens, therefore it is negative, because as it is already written, f2 is greater than less than 0 and f1 is positive, f1 is positive, f2 is negative. So Therefore, power of combination, therefore it becomes 1 upon F1 minus 1 upon F2. And here, in terms of F1 and F2, you are asked to find out the power. So it becomes F2 minus F1 divided by F1 F2. So this is in terms of the focal lengths F1 and F2. Now the question is, what is the nature of combination? Nature of combination is it the combination acting as a converging combination or diverging combination? Converging combination is possible if this power is positive, and diverging combination is possible if this power is negative. So let us see this equation. Here F2 minus F1 divided by F1 F2 implies F2 is, this entire thing is going to be negative because here F2 is less than F1. This is given. F1 is greater than F2. So since F2 is less than F1, see F2 is less than F1. So the difference F2 minus F1 becomes negative. Therefore, F2 minus F1 becomes negative. So once F2 minus F1 becomes negative, the power becomes negative. Therefore, power P is negative. If the power P is negative, then the combination acts as diverging lengths. So according to sign convention, we know that the convex lens has a positive focal length because it is converging, and the concave lens has a negative focal length since it is having diverging nature. Therefore, the combination, since it acts as a diverging lens, therefore it acts as a diverging lens because its power is negative. Power is negative implies that its focal length is negative. Okay. So this is asked for 2 marks. Remaining 2 questions which I have solved, they are asked for 3 marks each. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice time. Good day. Bye.